Otherwise, we'll have to do Instagram live stream instead, like last time.
Yeah. Have you seen there's a little baggie for the DJI mics?
Maggie?
You can tell we're rave people.
Say, what do you mean, bro?
I literally said, I was like,
Yeah.
I think there is one here. But
What do you mean? I look at my cholesterol levels. Bro. Is that the fuzzy?
That's exactly what I'm.
Did you forget it?
Nice.
We always forget one thing, but at least it's not a microphone.
Cute. And then we're good. Do you mind sitting in the middle?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Center of attention.
Yeah.
Right, you get the
That's pretty.
ping mic. Testing, test. Motherfucker. It's not even working. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you. Just give me a little bit more. A little bit more. Like that. Oh yeah. It's the same one.
Same fucking mistake, man.
It's a match. And like sync different audios again.
Of course. Trust me to do it again.
It's funny because he's technically our boss.
What do you mean? You're bisexual. I know you like that.
HR is Eileen, but the thing is, Eileen takes our side.
Eileen's
She's like,
HR's my girlfriend.
Shit, you can fuck them however you want.
Alright, try again.
Alright, go put earphones on.
Yeah, I know. I brought the case, but not the earphones.
Where's your phone?
Sorry, this looks very unorganized, but I can't. This is probably the most organized position. Trust me to do it again.
Just make sure that the audio's.
Testing.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. You forgot your headphone. Thank God I brought mine. Ni hao, ni hao.
Force as well.
I freeze. Fuck.
I thought the delay's only about 10 seconds.
I hate you. You don't pay me enough.
There's a very long delay.
I don't care.
What do you mean?
You guys might have to sit down because there's 7 people watching and all I can see is your profile.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whoops.
Hey guys. We're here at a different couch today. We broke into another house, but this time again.
There's a little bit of echo, but I think the echo's from the room.
It's okay. And okay, all right. So the mic, these ones are good. Testing.
Testing.
These ones. How's that one? Great. Perfect. Let's warm the crowd up, shall we? So, Brandon today is away. He's got gonorrhea. Oh, sorry, diarrhea. Sorry. And so today, Will.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I mean,
I haven't seen you on
sorry.
stream in a long time.
I'm very awkward when it comes to camera things and people asking
Camera
about me.
shy, are you?
Yep.
Take it off. Alrighty. Is it good? Can we bring what?
Just skipping frames.
Skipping frames? Can we hotspot it? Just hotspot. Who's got 5G?
I am on hotspot.
Are you hotspotting it?
Just keep it at the front.
Worst case scenario, it is recorded, so at the very least the clips will be still good.
Yeah.
So it's not end of the world kind of things. Okay. Alright. Well, we should probably introduce the person who lives in this house. We have Mel. I'm tired.
Oh, there's some in the fridge anyways.
Oh, we'll come. Sorry, I gotta move the camera. So today we have Mel. How are you, Mel?
I'm good.
You good? You can put the mic to your head, to your mouth. It's like a microphone, like you're getting interviewed.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
You chilling? So today we have Mel on today, who is an online. Well, how would you describe yourself?
Online fitness coach.
Fitness
but,
coach?
Yeah,
Are you-
I focus more on the mental health side of things.
Oh, nice.
Just slamming people with training.
Yeah. Are you also like a PT or just like a?
No videos, anything in between.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure my mate's a PT and he does some online coaching. And the good thing about it is because it's online, you can, I guess, reach more people.
100%.
And then like you're not like scheduled, like if some guy quits on you like one day, you're like, oh no, it's the end of the world. Pay my gym fees
Yeah.
the next day.
And there's only a certain amount of people that you can reach when you are doing everything face to face. It takes
Yeah.
a lot of time as well.
Yeah. So this is the new way to make money, guys.
It is a new way. I mean, did you find Do you know whenabouts you started? Was it before, after COVID, or
Well,
like, what was your journey along the way?
I always like had people asking me for programs ever since like I competed because some people see
Did you compete?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so I competed in 2020 and I did back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, like ever since then, I've always had people just messaging me asking for like guidance here and there, asking just for little nibs of information.
Yeah. Should I take 180 grams of protein per day, even though it makes me shit? Is that one of the things?
Supplement.
Yeah. How did you get into fitness? Was it like when you like for me, right? What's wrong?
Just mic.
Closer.
Around and bring everything close to you.
This way.
Why is the mic or the whole thing, but it only picks up one side? What is this?
It's $55.
I grew up like a bigger kid,
Yeah.
like a Mr. Bombastic kid, right? And that's why I got into fitness and I guess going to gym. For you, what was your journey and why did you get not sucked into, but like, get really interested into gym?
Yeah, well, I always did sports growing up and started off like a bit heavier as well. And Mum was like, no, you're going to get manly.
Every
muscular."
parent's like, don't lift heavy, you're going to break your back. You
Yeah.
do this or that.
Yeah, you should go do Pilates and shit like that.
Yoga.
Tried that. Don't recommend.
Pilates is hard.
Pilates is hard.
But it's like, it's fucking hard as shit. And the thing is like, it's compared to gym where like you're at your own pace kind of thing. Pilates is it's a group thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and like it's just all around you and like you're sweating and they're just like easily doing it. I was humbled.
It humbles you heaps. And then from there you went from you gymnastics and then you went from gymnastics to weightlifting.
Yeah, to weightlifting, which transitioned into bodybuilding.
Nice, sick. Any influence? Any figures that made you want to become like a bodybuilder? Because bodybuilding takes a lot of commitment. It takes a big toll on your mental and physical side.
Definitely. Well, originally I'm from Canberra and the gym I was training at, which is Gold's Gym, I met heaps of people who were actually competing.
Yeah.
And those people, would be like, oh, like, you competing? Because I got fucking big shoulders naturally. Like I always did, especially from gymnastics.
Yeah.
And yeah, just seeing these people like
Everyone know.
like,
Everyone's like,
It's a
if
small country town.
If you're gonna date someone, you gotta make sure that you guys aren't related. It's kind of like
yeah, it's like not someone that your friends date, or something like that.
It's like
yeah.
in Tasmania, everyone considers them like inbreds because
Yeah.
they never got off the island. I don't want to say Canberra's like that, but I can imagine you can't
it
get the same
definitely
gym.
is
Really?
pretty close to that. Yeah.
my mate's from NZ. He's like, bro, I can't date anyone NZ. It's worse than that.
Could be worse. There's more sheep in New Zealand than there actually are people.
I mean, the option's there then. He just laid it on the table for you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, if you're ever lonely on a farm in NZ, you know where to go.
But yeah, so then like moving on, like how did you go from, I guess I'm assuming you would have considered it like a personal hobby. How did you come to terms of realizing, oh hey, it's an actual career that I can, progress from here?
Well, like I always did coaching growing up, actually like teaching people how to do sports. Something that I could actually do. I couldn't sit in front of a class and fucking teach something all day.
Yeah.
And I definitely couldn't be sitting in an office all day. So yeah, when I started weightlifting and I was like, why am I training like 5 times a week with no goals? I kind of just fell into bodybuilding because it gave me...
Is it like good cop, bad cop, reassurance, or like,
It honestly depends on how someone comes to me and presents themselves. So there's a lot of people that do come to me with more so just building the habit of getting into training, feeling comfortable with gym anxiety, social anxiety. That's one thing that I'm really, into is actually helping people get into the gym and build a routine and feeling comfortable. It's not about, getting this 6-week transformation in. It's actually building training after they finish coaching with me rather than relying on me for the rest of their lives.
And I was gonna ask as well, because like gym anxiety, I think a lot of people experience gym anxiety, especially for those who aren't used to being in a space where everyone's like, for me, right, when I was a kid, I was a bigger kid, and I was comparing myself to other people, and so when the first time I stepped into the gym, I was like, oh, this guy in grade 10, I'm pretty sure. I was like, oh, this guy's bigger than me, how am I gonna work out? Every time I did a rep on the bench, I'm like, oh, that guy's bigger than me, he's looking at me, like, the anxiety goes to your head. What's your advice to get around that for people? Because I'm sure people, like a lot of people watching now, and people who see the clips, right, they'll be like,
I'm sure they would experience some sort of anxiety going to the gym.
Yeah, definitely. Well, like I start shorts under trackies and then a fucking t-shirt and a jumper over. Like we all start somewhere, and you know that guy that was staring at you, he could have been like, oh, he's got the Asian freak genetics, and like
Yeah.
you never really know. And one thing is like fucking headphones. Like if you really are struggling with getting in, just get some like noise-proof headphones. Just chuck on some beats. Like have an entry song every time you go to the gym. Just hype it up.
A walkout song,
Literally.
a walkout song.
Yeah, literally, just sit on beats. Like do
Or like
that.
your ex-girlfriend's like voicemails.
Yeah, anything.
Hey, sorry, it didn't work out. Just
Go through the following. Do what you have to do.
yeah, to get you in the mindset
Yeah.
of gym. What's your music?
My music. It used to be like really heavy trap, and then like there was a period in my life where I was like really depressed, and so I was just listening to like orchestral music, like listening to the violin, and it's really
damn.
hard to like actually pump anything out to it. But I find sometimes when you can actually bring yourself down and like actually be really peaceful, you can really focus.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
something a bit different.
Actually, you know what? I will say that when I was, well, all right, and I played like a lot of slow songs.
Yeah.
A lot of like Bryson Tiller, just like solid. I'm like, but yeah, I guess everyone's a bit different, and now I'm into like hard style, like
Yeah.
just pumping hard like sounds.
Sounds, microwave sounds.
It's
Don't
it's,
wanna
it's
feel
spicy white
anything.
noise, spicy white
Yeah.
noise.
No, well, I just found that is really slow. You almost find it a little bit boring, where when you're in the gym, everything becomes calculated. I would train by like a timer.
Yeah.
So like I know like how long my rest periods are. I know how long my sets are because I'm just going straight through. And then I would just smash out my like whole gym session really quickly because you're just in there to get whatever you need to get done, and then you're getting out.
Ego lifting, is that a yes or no in your
That's
programs?
some OCD. Damn. Actually lifting, like I'll listen to a
Really?
song before my set.
Oh, and then it's nothing.
Yeah, like just soundproof
Psycho.
on, so I can actually like have muscle mind connection. Otherwise, like I'll get distracted.
Yeah.
And then I won't be actually thinking about it. If it's like a heavy leg press or like a really shit lift that I can actually have good form on, I'll pump the hard style. But yeah, definitely like lat pull down and things like that. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna have music playing. That timer shit is crazy though.
I feel like it's like military style, military style training.
It is military style, but like so for me, I come from an exercise physiology background, and so when we learned things off the textbook, it was learning how to optimize your time in the gym. So like when you're with a client, we normally only have maybe 30 minutes. On like in good industry settings, you'd have an hour, but it's to try and sports science is based on, especially at universities. And they talk about how like there's different optimum rest periods for different styles of modes of training. So for most dudes, like going to a gym and you're like, oh hey, I just want to like look good, so everyone's gonna do like hypertrophy style training. It's the point. I just found like you said, better mind muscle connection. It just felt good. You could really push yourself to your limits, and you know that what you were doing wasn't gonna be a waste of time in the gym.
Yeah, 100%.
I knew a guy who would smoke up before every gym sesh, and the mind muscle connection goes crazy apparently. Thoughts on that? No?
No.
Dude,
These guys-
I get so much paranoia.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd just be like in the gym thinking like, oh my god, everyone's trying to kill me.
Mind you, he did have like his own gym set up in his backyard, so maybe that's why he didn't get the paranoia.
Yeah.
But like, what? Do you? So you've tried it? Could you? Maybe not. But would you say they just got hungry?
Imagine Snoop Dogg being in the gym.
I can see that.
He quit,
Could
didn't
you-
he?
No.
I think that was for a stunt.
He was like, yeah, I was high, and then it was like some barbecue ad. Did you see it?
Yeah,
Like,
so apparently he was like advertising like a product.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I was reading all the comments, and they're like, yeah, Snoop's coming out with his line of edibles or something, so that you don't have to smoke it, you could just ingest it.
Oh.
It-
Smoke-free 5.
Oh, sick.
Smoke-free fire pit.
Dude, that's awesome.
How much was it?
Few $1,000s.
Fuck.
God damn.
It's like probably as big as a plate.
A plate.
Man, you know you have an issue when you start buying like $1,000 fire pit just to smoke a cone.
Is that?
For eating.
Oh, it's for eating. Oh,
Oh,
outdoor
heating.
heating.
I
Oh,
thought you said eating.
I
I
thought it
was
was
like
like
barbecue.
I thought it was like a little like fireplace where you could just smoke up with your homies in like a little igloo. That's what in my mind. That's what I thought of. That's why we're gonna be on Kick. Andrew Tate, sponsor us.
So yeah, no, I'm curious. So when it comes down to coaching, you're talking about teaching people how to be independent and
Yeah.
sustainable in themselves. So obviously, like you're obviously trying to promote lifestyle and behavior change. But what were like some key things that you did to push your clients to being independent?
Definitely. I think actually educating people on why they should do a certain thing is how they actually understand it, because you could just give someone a program and be like, okay, you're going to do this, 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 this. You're going to eat this, 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 and this. And they're going to be like almond nuts. But there's a reason why that certain nut's been put in there. Just so, you know, the training's being set a certain way. Rather than switching it up, you actually understand why it's been programmed that way. So you're going to be eating this in your diet because this is the benefit of it. And then they're actually going to stick to the diet as well as training. We've set this program so that this is your block, then the next block is going to look like this, so that we can get you to this state. Rather than just being like, all right, here, take it, let's see how you go.
It's like a teach a man. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to lift, he'll have gains for days. Is that how the saying goes?
Never.
Pretty sure it is.
Pretty sure that's
Yeah.
how it is. Yeah. I
Um,
find like
guess
yeah. I think for a lot of people as well, when they start getting into lifting and then they grow their knowledge, that's when they become more independent.
100.
On like the mic, who was the guy, the fucking Asian dude on YouTube that would do like 2-minute workouts?
Mike Chang.
Mike Chang. Bro, when I was a kid, I used to watch Mike Chang.
Six-pack workout.
Yeah,
six-pack workout.
I'm not proud to say it, but I used to watch Mike Chang as a kid. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and I'd follow it to a T, right? But then obviously, as you get older, you do certain things for a reason, and then that's why you build up that knowledge, and
Yeah.
I guess you build up that confidence along the way too. Hey.
Definitely. Like, you know, those times where I had it, cause like, why the fuck am I paying someone weekly when I could just go out and actually talk to people and take away a lot more knowledge? So that's why I actually started putting my head down and also communicating with other people, reaching out to other coaches, training with other coaches, even just exchange of knowledge. That's where you can actually learn things.
To be like any importance in like extrinsic or intrinsic motivation?
Sorry,
Intr-
what?
Like extrinsics, like external motivators,
Yeah.
like boys lifting to try and get girls, or like intrinsic, where it's like trying to get people to goal set
Yeah.
and that sort of thing, like trying to achieve things for
Yeah.
themselves.
Okay, I'm on board now. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So
You
my,
heard the girls.
my hamster was like dying, so I don't know what he was trying to say. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, there's the external things where you're like, fuck yeah, like, can't wait to go take a pic in this after I get like a fat pop, you know? But you do need to have those more internal goals and achievements that you want for yourself, because you can only rely on those external things so much. You know, once you have a shitty day and you don't have a new outfit and your gym crush isn't there, like, what the fuck are you doing? Outfit looks shit. No one here to impress. My friends aren't here. Then you just kind of go there and have a shit session. So you need to have a balance of the both, I guess.
I feel like you do need a balance. Like, I feel like the external factors is what helps you build those what is it, like after 30 days of doing the same thing, you build the habit of doing it, right? So I feel like if you use the external habits to build up that habit, like for example, you buy new subs, new gear to, you know, motivate you to go to the gym, and after 30 days of, you know, using those new subs and new gear, you're like, oh shit, I've got the habit of it now.
Yeah.
So it is useful in a way, I feel like.
Yeah.
But in terms of the long term, it's definitely not sustainable. Like, you can't get your heart broken every time you want to get more motivation.
You also can't be all the gear, no idea.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of guilty of that a little bit. Like, my mate bought me like a, what do you call it? What's the strongman lifting belt? Like the powerlifting belt, a brand?
SBD.
No, it's not
Not the
SBD.
SBD,
It's the one they sponsor like the world's strongest men.
Oh,
I don't know, some kind of expensive ass brand. He bought it for me, and I don't really squat that often.
Inza?
Yeah, I don't know.
Might be Inza. I don't know.
Yeah, but I had all I had all the gear, no idea, and yeah, I feel like that's also important. No, yeah, balance out the gear with the idea.
Yeah. Well, even if you like, you know, set a date where you're like, okay, if I go to the gym for 3 weeks, and then on that, like at the end of the 3 week period, I'm gonna go buy myself this new set or something, or I'll go buy myself this new gym bag. Those,
Like it definitely requires a lot of discipline
Yeah.
to really push yourself and to stay committed to something for that
Especially when
period
you're
of
having a
time.
shitty day.
Yeah.
Those shitty days where you're like nothing's going right, you're tired, you're hungry, and you don't want to go to gym. Like if it's even if it's a rainy day, I'm like, oh, I want to go to gym, but then you kind of have to, I guess.
yeah, that's why you gotta have those long-term goals. You know, like you're at the 28th day and you're like, shit, like I'm 2 days away from reaching my goal. So even though I had a shit day today, in 2 days I'm gonna reward myself with this.
What are your thoughts on like burning out when it comes to the gym? I find
I was gonna ask that too because I burn out and also I get bored. Those are the two things. After
Yeah.
like being consistent for like 2 to 3 months of being consistent, after that I'm burnt out.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think burnout is so common, and there's so many different ways and styles of actually training, including weightlifting. You know, you don't have to just do your certain lifts. You can actually like switch it up a little bit. Like recently, I've been kind of leaning back into calisthenics, doing a lot more mobility
Bar work?
training.
Bartending? It's called bartending.
Okay.
When you do calisthenics, it's called bartending.
What is burning out?
You being
Burning
serious?
out is when, you know, you kind of get sick of training, you don't have the motivation, and those external factors aren't really pushing you, and you don't really feel like actually getting up and to kind of keep your body moving, so that way you can kind of find what style of training you actually like to do. But yeah, like, you know, you don't have to just do chest, arms,
The bro split.
back, no legs. You can switch it up.
I think for me, I find it's enjoyable for me to do more like the athletic style, whatever. And then I went from like powerlifting in high school and then try to do more like what do you call it, more bodybuilding style after high school, and then now it's more like athletic, like more explosive movements. Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Losing my voice. And also like switch up gyms if you can. Like that's one thing that I did a lot, even just like training at different gyms just for a casual pass. Like just kind of keeps it interesting, trying out like new equipment, new areas, new scenes, new environments as well. Like to be honest, I change gyms like all the time because I get sick of, you know, using the same equipment, same layout, and trying out new machines can also like help you find new styles of training and new areas that you actually need to work on. But yeah, just if you have a world gym pass, you can go for a day trip to a different gym. But yeah, that's one thing I just do.
I mean, on the other end of burnout, in terms of like injuries and not progressing, what are like your sort of indicators to kind of pick up that you are burning out, and how do you try to change your training in response to that?
Yeah, well, is to not train and to push back your training sessions when you went from a routine of going to, you know, at the same time every day to, oh, actually, I've got to do this instead, and oh, like, I've got to do this first before I go, when you used to be going to the gym regularly and being excited for that session. And that's when you start, you know, having those alarm signs that you're actually kind of falling away from your training and not enjoying it as much. But previously and to this day, like if I am finding that I'm struggling with actually going, I'm going to invite, you know, my girlfriends to come train with me, train with some other people that have different styles of training as well, so that way I can learn from them. I have some friends that are PTs that train completely differently to me, but they still do weightlifting, and every time I train with them, I take away a new way of training and things like that, and just those pointers that make a massive difference and make me think, oh, like I could add this into my own routine to better myself and then help other people. So yeah.
Also in the same sort of vein, when do you find that it's good to structure in deload? Because that's all, like a lot of people I know will just, you know, push through, and they kind of just taper off. They don't see any improvement, but
Yeah.
they just, it's set in, or they almost feel bad about taking time off away from the gym.
Yeah.
Like, what would be your sort of advice to convince people to actually be like, hey, it's actually okay to take a step back sometimes, because when you do come back, you know, quite well rested, in a much better mind state to progress from then onward.
Yeah, well, where we do have certain spots where we can train a little bit harder, and sometimes there's trainings like points where you actually physically aren't going to make that much progress. And the same thing with men as well, if you are training and you're constantly training without resting properly, you're not going to be making any progress. If anything, you're going to be holding yourself back from progress. And that's just one thing that people don't actually understand is if you have slept 3 hours after going out to a rave last night or going clubbing all night, you wake up hungover and you go fucking train on an empty stomach, you're not going to be making any progress. You might be sweating out a bit of alcohol, getting rid of the hangover, but you're better off just laying in bed. So, yeah, I think education on when you should be taking a rest is... But yeah, I used to do the same. I used to fucking go out and be like, cool, like we're going to go to the gym. I'm going to feel amazing after getting my weight session in. I'm going to keep progressing. And for 6 months, I didn't make any progress. If anything, I just lost a little bit of weight, but I was losing muscle weight instead. So.
Yeah. And on the other, like, opposite spectrum of that too, guys, you don't, like, what is it? What'd you do? What'd you do over there? Huh? What'd you do? Exist. On the other 3 weeks, you're not gonna, like, lose muscle. I think some guys, they think, oh, if I don't go to the gym in 2 weeks, I'm gonna lose my gains. But I don't think. Will, what is that true or not? Like, what's the time period after a certain time when you actually do lose muscle?
It really depends, but
So you're like, oh, I'm not training, so I'm gonna like cut back my calories, so that way I don't gain weight and I'm not gonna lose all my progress. That's actually gonna make you lose progress.
yeah.
So you're saying like, it's okay to not go to gym for like, let's say 2 weeks, but as long as you have maintain your calories, maintain your protein, then it's okay. Like, you should be okay in terms of like not losing.
When you have a look into the science of it, the
We'll get you a
number
coat next
of
time.
actual... Sorry?
We'll get you a lab coat next time.
Glasses.
No, it's just like you'll learn that the actual number of muscle fibers don't actually decrease. It's just the size of the muscle fibers that decrease. So once you train for, say, a prolonged period of time, you can take back. They talk about muscle memory, and it's because the number of muscle fibers don't change. The number stays the same. They just get smaller. So when you do start training again, when you do that tissue damage through training, it's quite easy for you to put that size back on to get your muscle back.
Yeah, like you think about those bodybuilders that take time off, you know, or even if you go away and then you come back and if anything, you're making more progress because you've taken all that time off to recover and you're training like no other tomorrow because you've had that time off, you're no longer burned out, you're like really motivated.
Yeah.
The other question that I was going to go into, like the other, I guess, topic was being...
Such exceptional beauty pics in the gym. What
Guys, this ain't a joke, guys. This ain't a fucking joke. Why gonna use it? Holding his cock.
Dude, I did not get that.
You didn't get that? Holding his cock. It's like my cock's long. My cock's long. Hey, I feel like we know the person who owns the account. Holding his. It's on Twitch. Oh no, YouTube. How do you take such exceptional booty pics in the gym?
Actually, on this topic,
Sorry, guys. It's not a laughing matter. Come on, guys.
aesthetics really impacting people's mental health when it comes to training, because like people do take good booty pics, or like there's a lot of dudes that know their angles and know how to work the lighting and that sort of thing. But sometimes it can be such a deterrent, or pushes people down quite a dark path where they have these unrealistic expectations to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Or, to try and do something in such a short span of time.
Yeah, definitely. Social media is the worst, honestly. You know, the days where you're feeling good
It's
and
a
you get on...
killer.
Yeah, like you get on Instagram and when you're feeling good, you've trained, you stuck to your diet and you look at these other people and you're like, fuck yeah, like I look like her, or oh, like that's easy, like I can achieve that. But then, you have a shit session, you go on Instagram and you're like, fuck, like I'm never gonna look like that. And it's so hard to have that much. She's taken the picture straight like after training, she's got a photographer there, she's got lighting, she's got fake tan on, like she's had this done. It's really hard to actually think about that when you're not in the right mindset, because this is all on your phone. You're just scrolling. You're just taking in so much information, and you've already got all this information up there about yourself. So yeah, like you're going to present yourself in a certain way. I'm not going to post a photo of me fucking lying in bed and looking like shit, because that's how I sell myself, is looking good. And it's a lot easier for me to take that and see other people that are posting fitness content and be like, this is them presenting them this way. Be deep into the fitness realm to see that and understand that this person could have been training for 10 plus years. They could be running this, they could be running that, and they're maybe competing and things like that. It's not sustainable, but it's really hard to understand that until you've actually gone through competing and you see all these girls and you've actually gone through the dieting and all that. Like, Instagram's just another level for me. I try and stay off it as much as I can, but fuck no. Like, I do spend time on Instagram, don't get me wrong. If I didn't spend time on Instagram, I wouldn't really know how to post. I wouldn't know what to post. I wouldn't really think of topics. I wouldn't be able to communicate with other people. So don't get me wrong, I do spend time on Instagram. I'm not going to be that person who's like, yeah, I don't have Instagram on my phone.
Got to be a bit realistic.
I fucking doom scroll on TikTok. I fucking do it. But you can limit what you see. You can unfollow people if, you know, you find that you're seeing this one girl repetitively or this one guy and you're like, fuck, like every time I look at this account, I don't feel motivated. I don't, you know, find interest in what they're actually talking about. All I find interested is how they look like that and how I don't look like that. Just unfollow them. It's not going to fucking break them.
Let me face this question. How do you stop, I guess, social media from impacting like your mental health? Because as you said, people compare themselves to like other people all the time. Last Thursday, we had 9 to 9 on Howard, and he says, you know, for last year or this year, his mental health got affected with this and that. For you being an influencer in the fitness space, how do you keep yourself grounded, and how do you keep yourself like in a stable mindset?
I think, you know, the social aspect of things really does keep me grounded. I do put in an effort to actually reach out to people and communicate with them and actually get to know them as a person. And once you actually do understand that these people on social media are real people, it's just a lot easier to understand that this is also just something, and it's just a window into their life. It's not actually what their life is. You know, they're taking a photo when they go to these nice restaurants or this nice hotel or these outfits, but they don't look like them. You just got to think about it like that. These people, even if they have 1,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, they're going to be editing their pictures. They're going to be only presenting a certain part of their life because it's aesthetics. That's what sells. No one's going to be following someone because they're posting shit content.
It's kind of like with like Chris Bumstead, like you think he cries in the bathroom
100%.
because it just kills him mentally.
And like now that's such like a crazy thing for people on social media. That's why everyone's like thinking about and talking about C-Bum crying, because no one shares that on social media. And every time that I have posted something that's more authentic, people praise me because no one else is being authentic. So when someone's crying on social media, it's like, wow, like a world phenomenon, but everyone fucking cries. Everyone has their moments.
All right, Brandon, you're crying next stream.
Yeah.
We're gonna out you next stream about your heroin addiction. You're gonna cry on stream for views.
I can see the views coming in.
Yeah.
I can see the views coming in fast.
Viral.
Perfect.
No, well, I'm just curious. So, in terms of like competing, like how difficult impact that it has on your social life, because that's what a lot of these guys talk about. Where when they're getting ready for a show, they can't get out and hang out with their friends because they can't eat the same foods.
Yeah.
They've got to get their sleep, get their like rest and recovery, got to have their diet on point.
Yeah.
Could you give us a quick run through of like?
Looking back on talking about for a long time is because it was such a big part of my life, and it actually just flipped everything for me when it comes to fitness, mental health, and training, nutrition, because it fucking rocked my world when I competed. I was in year 12 at the time, so I was 17 in my first season, and then I turned 18 and then went into season B. And in season I was 45 kilos, which is fucking wild. Yeah, and I was tiny. I lost my boyfriend of 3 years. Like, everything in my life had changed. Thank you. That's why I'm so jacked now.
Heartbreak sells, guys. Heartbreak sells.
But yeah, like, nutrition was fucked. Like, I remember falling asleep in school. I was working every day so I could pay. I was training twice a day. I was doing cardio 45 minutes a day, and then I was doing a weightlifting session. Like, my life was literally gym, and everyone around me was telling me that I wasn't healthy, that I looked like shit. And at the time, I was just, in my head, I was like, I've got this many weeks left. I've got this many cardio sessions left, and this many days until I can actually just binge and eat this shit. So yeah, like everyone, all these external factors and all these people that set on achieving this one thing, and because I'd already made so many sacrifices, I was like, there's no fucking way that I'll just drop it now because these few people are telling me that it's not healthy. And now looking back at the photos from like Easter, my birthday, like I looked so ill. Like I was literally hollow. You could see right. I was eating the same thing every day. I developed actually like allergies and things like that.
To what?
So fucking everything.
Jeez.
Yeah, so like soy, peanuts, lactose, gluten, purely because I'd been put on this diet for a year straight and wasn't introducing those things back in. I had a coach who wasn't the most informed, unfortunately. So then I copped the.
It was Mike Chang. It was doing push-ups with the towel and everything.
Yeah, that was my training session, guys.
Was it like the stereotypical like bodybuilder diet? Like were you having chicken and
broccoli,
rice
chicken
and
broccoli,
chicken
yeah,
and
yeah.
rice?
Literally. So in the morning, I would have egg, capsicum, mushroom, and spinach, and then salad. So like just lettuce, tomato, carrot, and then my next meal was just chicken or turkey mince with rice and veg, and then that was about it. You know, I'd have some nuts and apple, but yeah, it was pretty shit. I was on like 1,000 calories for a long time. So yeah.
Would you say the means justified like the ends kind of thing? Like, would you reckon it was all worth it when you finally got on stage, showed off your hard work?
Honestly, felt like I'd wasted all this time and I'd sacrificed my mental health so much that I would never recover. But now I'm here today and I'm actually able to help people and take away a lot of shit from a whole year of my life and actually help people with that. But yeah, like it's just crazy to think that time I was just having 1,000 calories and I was going to school, like I was doing
1,000
everything.
calories is like a Big Mac meal.
Bro, it's wild.
That's
like,
nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah, like it's insane. And because I didn't have the information myself, like I really didn't know how terrible it was. And that's why I'm so passionate about actually like putting that information out there. Because if you don't know, then you don't know any better.
He talks about, are there any Asian foods you can eat as part of a calorie deficit?
Will?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know. I don't
Rice,
count
paper,
calories.
rolls.
I don't diet.
You don't.
What's those noodles?
Oh, konjac.
Konjac noodles. Don't eat too many though.
Does it make you
Diarrhea.
shit?
You get
Yeah.
Real?
It says on straight through,
It's
bro.
rough.
And like, there's these sugar-free lollies, and like, there's like no calories. Do not eat a whole packet because it says do not eat a whole packet. Do not. Like, that's what I was living off. That was fucked.
I mean, with that, thinking back about it now, the knowledge that you have now, especially with the whole if it fits your macros movement and that sort of
Yeah.
thing, do you think that you could have done it in a much healthier way
Well,
or much more enjoyable way where you're not just
if I had the right coach, for sure.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like season A, I did pretty well. Like I came third overall, which is insane for a 17-year-old.
I'll put the clap like in post production. Yeah.
But yeah, like there's definitely a healthier way of competing, but in all honesty, dieting down to that level to be that body fat percentage, especially as a woman, you're taking a lot of risks. I know men do have that risk as well, especially if you're running a lot of stuff, but as a woman, you do risk giving birth and having all those other issues in the future because you are dieting to such a low level where women are meant to actually hold a certain amount of fat. But yeah.
females, like the standard body fat range you should be in is pretty sure about 30%,
Yeah,
if not
it's
more.
around that 30%
Really?
For
mark.
men, it's about 20%. Like,
Wow.
for it to be healthy.
Right. So it's not healthy to be jacked. Well, to be like skin peel
Yeah.
ripped.
You hear that? All the influence.
Body fat and those sort of diets that a lot of people jump on for that.
Yeah.
Talking about how it would impact like men's testosterone levels and that sort of thing. It does have like a pretty significant impact.
Well, you've gone down to pretty low body fats yourself. Will has that made you a bit more moody, or not moody? But no.
Why are you calling me out like that? Whoa!
You remember that time?
Health and how you've reacted to certain situations. When you look back at it, you're like, oh,
I think for me, one of my favorite quotes that I used as a bit of a joke was like, if you teach a man how to lift, he'll lift for a week. If you give a man body dysmorphia, he'll lift for life. Kilos in high school.
Insert photo.
And then
Yeah, I'll put a photo.
I lost all this weight, and that was kind of what pushed me into pursuing my career. And so my relationship with food, I know, is not the healthiest that it can be.
Yeah.
Because I find that I really struggle to let myself eat anything dirty. Like I think Brandon's seen it where I would go to Macca's and but give me a side of that salad.
He sniffs the bag, but he doesn't eat it. He doesn't eat it. He sniffs the. Here's the rest of the food.
This isn't meant to be tips. This isn't meant to be tips for them. He eats the whole thing.
I would skip the chips, have the quarter pounder, have that Coke Zero, and for me it was like, yeah, I find it really hard for me to just let go.
Yeah.
Because I think for a lot of people that have larger, once you have been that size and then you lose it, your biggest fear is ever returning to somewhat even remotely close to that.
Definitely.
And I just find that it's really hard to just, not switch, I can't switch that off.
Yeah.
I would always eat in a way where if I'm eating something dirty, I have to kind of compromise in the rest of the day where it's.
I think it's about balance, really. Like, some people find that the nutrition side of things is about balance and having, the shitty meal here and there and enjoying in chocolate and things like that. That's what their goals. And if that isn't for you, maybe you're doing other things outside of your nutrition that's more balanced for you. Like maybe switching up your training or doing different things like going out and different events and things like that. That might be that certain thing that you do that kind of brings more balance to your life that you're actually comfortable with, because this is the thing with all this social media for you might not be the most healthy thing.
Yeah. That's the hard thing. It's like trying to let yourself be happy almost. It's like not being so harsh on yourself.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes when you do put that much time into the gym, you don't want to feel like it's a waste of time that you're putting at the gym. Try and be as optimal as you can and just
that and all the times is what actually brings you comfort.
Yeah.
And sacrificing all those different things is going to actually disrupt your peace and your happiness.
Yeah.
So
The thing about education is being able to take in the information and adapt it into your lifestyle the way.
Hey, thank you very much. Yay. Words of wisdom. Anything else, Brandon?
No,
Tax evasion, how to save money.
Someone call the ATO.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on what he just said? Would you agree with that strongly?
100%. Like, everyone's got their own form of balance, and the education side of things, this food's going to be good for you, and that food you could be allergic to or you don't particularly like. You shouldn't be enforcing all these things that you've been told if it doesn't actually suit you. There's different ways of living. Everyone has different lifestyles, so it's not a one for all.
Apart from messaging you as a coach, do you have any resources that you could share for people to look at in terms of learning how to change it with food, or learning maybe what might be some healthy alternatives and how they can incorporate that into improving their sort of lifestyle and their nutrition?
Yeah.
Mike Chang. Mike Chang's the way, dude.
Just reach out to him, really. Just message him. One massive thing for me was FODMAP. A lot of people actually do have gut issues now, and I have endometriosis. I looked into a lot, which really helped me, and you'll find that a lot of people actually do need to pull back on certain foods. A lot of people do have intolerances and allergies that they're not really aware of, so by actually moving around what you're eating and trying different foods and actually making note of what you are eating and what's upsetting your stomach itself can actually make a massive difference. It can make a difference on your recovery, your training. Your gut is your first brain as well. You could be gaining weight or you could be not gaining weight. There's a lot of things that can actually be impacted if your gut health is off. One thing that I did actually supplement a lot with was ATP's Gut Right. That product is fucking amazing. Sorry, not sponsored, but
Please,
We could be, but we could be.
please.
Grant, please.
Health as well. I want to be sponsored by your cult.
Yeah,
Your cult. Does that actually work? Would that actually help or not?
your cold.
Yeah,
Isn't
your
it
cold.
like milk?
No,
Like
it's a
yogurt?
probiotic. It's a
Oh, is
probiotic
it?
drink. Yeah. I wouldn't go. No, you're cold, bro.
Metamucil?
You're cold.
Inner Health Plus?
In a health plus.
No. That sounds like something a little bit better. But anyways, yeah, like gut health is just a massive thing. A lot of people are gluten intolerant as well, so that's one thing that you could definitely be looking into. But yeah, the diet side of things is just looking into what you actually could be supplementing with. Like a lot of people are missing out on having their greens. I know greens is one thing that a lot of people fucking hate to talk about, but have a greens drink, you know, like supplement with different supplements if you really are struggling with eating your greens, or if you're struggling with getting your protein in. There's actually supplements you can be taking. But yeah, like the diet side of things, I think you can't just be following one person, one influencer, and be taking the information from them, because then you're actually holding yourself back from actually learning, because this one person's getting information from other people as well. So you just kind of got to be open to trying new things, and expanding what you're eating is a massive thing.
From the diet side to more the social side. Well, recently, in the most recent years, it's becoming more acceptable, right?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? This is a serious question. This is a goddamn serious question. This is not laughing. This is not another holding Hancock, holding his cock. But yeah, being I guess in a has been like.
So like starting off in the gym, like I definitely was one of the few females there. Like when I actually first started going and weightlifting, everyone else was doing cardio and stuff. So I kind of started into it a little bit earlier, and recently with all the trends, I think you see an influx of girls, which is good. But yeah, it's definitely a hard one, because there's a lot of girls struggle with training around men and don't feel comfortable going to, you know, these big bodybuilder gyms. And that's why we do have, you know, women's gyms, women's areas and things like that. And yeah, honestly, it is definitely a male-dominated environment, but that does mean it is a lot easier as a woman to stand out. I think to the gym, they have a gym membership, might not be necessarily going to get their shirt off at the festival, but they are still going. So when you are that woman in that area, it is a lot easier to stand out. In good ways and bad ways, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your like? We have. I'm guessing we'll have a couple of viewers who maybe like they're hesitant to go to the gym because, again, like you said, like they're afraid of like dudes maybe like a bit creepy in the gym. What are your advice on like how to get behind like the preconceived notion that people might be staring at you because you know.
Everyone thinks they're being looked at, you know, like you might be thinking guys looking at you, as you were talking about before, you thought that guy was looking at you. And even now you guys probably are thinking, oh, this guy's looking at me, or even this girl's looking at me. And, you know, it's normal for people to look around, but they're not looking specifically at you, judging you. And one thing, so it is one of my blessings, especially when I'm at the gym. I don't really get approached too much unless someone does follow me. No, I don't.
As in, like, just like stare blankly into the space whenever you're.
I'm like, I have pretty shit eyesight, so.
So you're not actually staring. You're not staring to look at something. You just can't see anything.
Yeah, like I have shit. Like I have a resting bitch face and shit eyesight, so I'll be like. And then people just think, I was like, is the machine free yet? Like, and I don't see that someone's still standing on it, just looking directly at me. But yeah, that's one of the perks of having resting bitch face. But there's a lot of pretty girls out there that do go to the gym and don't get approached because they're sticking to their own, have like ups to them for approaching you and having the confidence. It's not like this person's coming up to you and slapping you in the ass in the middle of the gym and be like, what's up, baby? Like,
it's not the 70s anymore. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, 100%. If they do that, fucking grab a plate and knock them. But yeah, I think like this everyone just thinks that these guys are looking at you because, you know, Riz, but they could actually just be impressed. Like, I've had people message me and just be like, oh, I saw you at the gym. Like, you look amazing. Like, you've made a lot of progress. And I've had people DM me and I'm like, they're like, you know, but they're actually just trying to get advice from me. So you never really know what someone's thinking. They could have a wife with them and advice from you. Like that happened to me at the gym. Like this guy was looking at me and I was like, fuck, like this is uncomfortable. And then he's like, oh, can you show my wife how to do that? She doesn't speak English. And so I had to show his wife how to do a certain exercise. So you never really know. Cool. Yeah.
Was he just like staring at you, just like?
He was literally just standing there and I was doing cable kickbacks. So like, you know, like it's just like, woo, like, yeah. You do get those.
Puts on his glasses, throws his walking stick out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, in slightly off topic, but
I'm gonna toilet.
do you find that it's hard to take gym content, or like filming content at the gym?
Now it is harder.
Because I find that it's harder. You know, I think more recently, to people getting angry or people filming stuff
Yeah,
at the
like,
gym. or like,
zooming in on this person's like 20 meters away, and they're like, "Yeah, this person looked at me." And it's like,
yeah.
"They were, babe. Relax."
What are your thoughts on that? And I guess even for myself, I know that I want to film a lot of my own workouts, but for me, I'm worried that people might think that I'm invading their personal space. How do you tackle that?
Well, I'm massive with communication. If I am filming, like, I'm going to be like, "Hey, like, I'm filming," even if they're not in the shot. I'm going to be filming here. I'm not going to get you in it, but just letting you know if it's uncomfortable or if you don't want me to film, please let me know. And even with like staff, like communicating that with staff, because there is a lot of tripods in or let you film at all, really. So it is just kind of being aware of your surroundings. You know, there's people who fucking pull out like a 2-meter tripod and chuck a fucking full camera on, and they're like, "All right, boys, let's fucking go." And they've got like 20 people in the background. Like, as we were talking about before, people go to the gym and they feel insecure. They feel like people are watching them. And, you know, there's always more places you can film, you can train. Like, I go to a smaller gym when I am filming that doesn't have as many members, purely so that I am not getting in anyone's way. Or I'll train at a different time, like I'll train in the middle of the day, or I'll train really late at night, so that way you do have the space, and it does make it a lot easier if you are trying to film. But yeah, training and filming with friends also made it a lot easier for me. I used to just do mic'd up sessions with some of my girlfriends, and it's just a lot more relaxed environment when you do have someone else there and they're setting up the tripod while you're setting up the mics rather than doing it all yourself. But yeah.
So as you get bigger and bigger, and hopefully in the future we can collaborate more as well, because I feel like we have Project GAC, and you probably have similar like ideals of trying to spread positivity and encouraging people to get out of their comfort zone. What is what do you see yourself in 5 years as an influencer? What impact do you want to have in 5 years, and where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Is retreats for women and also for men that do really just focus on actually creating a space for yourself where you do feel comfortable, and having a good platform and a social media presence is also going to be something that has to be done if you do want to. It's a massive thing. Like, the gym community is actually a really positive place when you do go down the right way for it. You can meet a lot of people, you can make a lot of connections, and you can actually take away a lot from actually just talking to people. So just building a community where everyone has the same ideals and wants to live the same lifestyle, focusing on balance. I've created a really good space for myself now where I do have those people that do focus on mental health, and it not only brings you up, but it also helps the other people around you because you're in a good place. So just having the community is a massive thing.
I find that if you're surrounded by, I guess, like-minded people, it's easier to achieve the same goals. Hey?
Yeah, because they're on a lower level than you. You're going to be getting dragged down rather than looking up. So it's better to have people above you than have people below you.
And also on that same topic as well, in terms of like overlapping topics, rave. So apparently you're also into hardstyle as well.
Yeah, love a little bit of hardstyle. Yeah, because I don't really go out much, so self and go out for these little raves here and there.
How'd you get into hardstyle?
How did I get into hardstyle, really? Fuck, I don't even know how I got into hardstyle. That is a question that I was not expecting.
Well, like, where did it start? Because I can't imagine there being many doofs or anything in Canberra.
There is none. There is literally none. We don't even have like, but you don't have any like raves. Like, we don't have shock in like Canberra.
There's no shock like Canberra. We could. That could be possibly
This
be.
is a deal. Andes.
I heard there's a lot of Asians in Canberra, so we could probably.
Because ANU, like, just Asian, Australian National University.
Oh.
It's like one of the biggest universities.
Australian National University.
Yeah.
ANU.
And it's just Asians because it's all international.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But the car scene's massive down there as well, like JDM scene. So.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Damn. So what, you see like politicians in their like Rolls Royce, but you also see like a S15 or something.
You'll see all the ANU students in their S15.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no. The rave scene's like you get everyone from Canberra that goes to Sydney. But yeah, my first rave was Carnival last year, which was fucking off the rails. I loved it, and yeah, that kind of just set me. But
So if you're from Canberra, why Brisbane? Why not? Because Sydney, right? You came from Canberra. Why not Sydney or Melbourne? Why
well, I was
Brisbane?
born in Sydney, so
Oh.
yeah, I didn't really want to move to Sydney because Sydney is another home for me. Brisbane, Gold Coast, so it was either Gold Coast or Brisbane for me. Also just being closer to the beach and being in the sunnier states, also for travel as well, was massive for me. So Brisbane was a place I'd never actually been to. I got a rental before I even
Compared to living in
Brisbane?
Sydney, yeah. Because
Oh fuck no.
yay, Bris Vegas is back on the map, baby.
Everyone who says that has not lived or been to Canberra, because anyone who has been to Canberra is like, oh, like I don't tell people I'm from Canberra, because as soon as I do, they're like, oh, that's cold.
What do you even do in Canberra, like for fun, like sniff petrol? Like,
Cancelled.
What sort of demographic do you think lives in Canberra, dude?
I wish you guys could see Brandon right now. Damn.
Because like it's so boring in Canberra.
Quick. Dude, we need a higher PR team. Where's our PR team? Quick.
Piazzi's right here.
The PR team's gonna get cancelled. Get him out of here. Yeah, no.
It's okay, guys. This is for views. Cancelled, and we'll come back stronger.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's perspective. I think it's perspective. Like, once you live in Canberra, right, you just know the difference.
Well, like Canberra has Floriade, which is like a tulip festival.
What?
Tulip festival.
Tulip festival.
Yeah, like flowers, like
Oh,
tulips.
flowers.
And they make little like portraits out of fucking tulips and shit. That's it for Canberra. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Is that like the
It's-
most
That's what we get, you know.
festival? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
and like Groom in the Moon.
You
That's the
guys
only
drink
festivals.
spilt milk in Canberra? Yeah, I would move too.
Yeah, no, it's pretty shit. Like, we'll get into the negative side of things. Like, Canberra was a place for me where I felt like I had to go out to be amongst my friends. You know, I'd be like, so that I can see my friends. And, like, that's just, like, for everyone really in Canberra. Like, all of my friends that do live there still say that they're kind of in this cycle of just repeat, like, go to work 5 days a week, you know, work APS and an office job, and then on the weekend you go out. And then it's the next thing that's stuck in that cycle. So as soon as I moved to Brisbane, I was like, I'm done with clubbing. Like, I need to actually level up and find myself. And yeah, like, it's just a massive thing down there. It's just fucking getting fuck-faced.
So is it like literally just a culture of living for the weekend, pretty much?
100%.
I
Like,
find like I've seen more fights at those sort of events than at a rave.
yeah.
I
I
saw
haven't
that-
seen any fights at the
I saw
rave.
that video. Was it like Listen Out last year where the girl was getting a shoulder right and some guy threw cups at her? Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
get off! We want to see the stage. But if you see a guy getting a shoulder right, like knockout, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah! I want give me a fucking.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
or like the girls will be helping them get up on the shoulders. Like,
Yeah.
it's a community. Like, I remember, like, I was getting help to get on my friend's shoulders, and like usually at Listen Out, they'd be like, get the fuck raised. You know, you get people who come up, give you a light show, and you get people, you know, if you're passing out on the ground, someone's gonna be giving you a bottle of water and giving you vapor and shit. Like,
Yeah. Was hardstyle like a thing when you were a kid, or is that something you discovered later on?
later on, for sure.
Later
Like,
on.
Canberra doesn't. We don't have any like.
Canberra is hillbilly town. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
In my mind,
Country town.
the
now,
only thing
guys,
there is
apparently.
it's the equivalent of like Outback to me.
It's literally like a city, but country town vibes with like the goss and like, because everyone knows everyone. Like, my primary school teachers, like their daughters went to school with me and shit like that. You know, like it's just everyone knows bro. And then like I go to follow them, and like she's got like 70 mutual followers, and I'm like,
Oh
fuck, like,
shit!
that's literally just the level. But it's actually a city. It's
Okay.
just a mini like
I
Brisbane.
thought in my mind it's like like those old western movies, and you got like the little like like the tumbleweed, tumbleweed going through, and you just got politicians and like fucking cowboy.
Late as well. So I think Brisbane's more tumbleweed vibes, like, because everything shuts off at like 3. So there is like hours of silence.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, Canberra's just always fucking going.
Brisbane, I find, is like a lazy town. Like, people up here are lazy. Have you noticed that?
Well,
Like Melbourne.
isn't that
There is one 24-hour one I just discovered at
Oh,
the airport. Or the DFO one. Fucking best shit ever. Why are they not all like that?
But like Sydney and Melbourne, everything stays open to 12. If not, there's like the metro ones that are 24/7.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like
eh?
even based on the way people drive up here, it's like traffic. It's normal. We'll sit in traffic. In Sydney,
In front of them to stop.
right? It's like a completely different pace of life.
That
up
is
here.
true. I've never had the urge to like cut into traffic. I'm just like, oh, traffic, and I'll just sit there. I'm like,
Just
oh,
gotta deal with it.
new podcast, and I'm like, oh, that's sick, bro. I'm gonna be like-
Start cleaning the dash, you know. Like, fuck.
But yeah, in terms of hardstyle, who are some of your favorite artists to the
Yeah,
scene?
pretty new. Like,
Who got you?
maybe.
Was it a mate?
Honestly, like this is literally.
Still can't remember.
I've been trying to think about how I got into it because
Was it like a?
I do have friends from Canberra that did like ask me to go because like I think who was it? I don't even know. But like the first festival, that's when I went. It turned 18 in 2020, so during COVID. So we didn't have festivals or anything.
Wait, you're younger than me. I thought you were old.
I'm
Oh, wait,
2002.
I thought she was like 1998.
Whoa.
Wait, no,
Whoa,
but like,
whoa.
but like,
What are you saying?
no, I'm saying as in like, I thought you were like older, like more mature,
Whenever-
like more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm like,
Damn.
thought
Take
I
it
was-
back. Take it back.
I'm 01.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are older than me. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm 02. When are you?
I'm 96.
Damn.
I'm
Goddamn.
old.
Damn.
That was homicide. Cause like I was always into like the emo shit, like fucking Pape, like I have a Pape tattoo, yeah, and like Juice and shit. Not
Like
not that
emo?
shit. Yeah, like emo, like Juice X, like.
Is that considered
Crybaby,
is that
like,
considered emo?
Yeah, like dark emo shit, and then
Is Juice WRLD considered emo?
I don't know. Yeah, what is it?
Oh.
What's it called? Like that dark shit. Just
Just SoundCloud Suicidal Boy.
Yeah,
vibe.
like Suicide Boys, and shit like that.
Ah.
And then
yep,
I
yep.
started getting into like more hardstyle, like okay, like we're not depressed anymore. Like,
Yeah.
let's listen
Yeah,
to
we're
this
happy
and
now.
that.
You hardcore, like in terms of hardcore hardstyle? No, you're more
Like,
into.
honestly, I don't listen to music that much anymore. Like as I was saying, like when I'm training, like I have my fucking just on noise cancellation, just so people don't fucking talk to me, and so that I can just focus on my muscle connection. Because my ADD is wild, like music playing. Like I'll literally just be training. This happened to me the other day. I was doing lateral raises, and I literally disassociated from training. I did about like 30 reps, and I was like, oh, like sweet. Fucking got a good pump, and then yeah, like I just can't listen to music while I'm actually training.
You just forget.
Yeah, like, and I don't really realize what I'm doing. So if I have shit form, like I'm fucked.
Have I found my plug for Dexies?
Get the script.
A message that you want to put out there in terms of like, you know, you're still in your influencer career. Like, is there a message you want to put out that we can share to our audience as well? Like, encourage them to do this or that.
I think it's just, you know, the summary of what we've been talking about is different lifestyles and different preferences. So it's just really about finding the balance in what you actually enjoy yourself. You know, if training 5 times a week is too much for you, then don't train 5 times a week. You don't have to follow these certain ideals just under all this stress and, you know, getting all these cortisol levels, and you're not sleeping well because you're not living your life the way you want to just because you're trying to meet these standards. That's when you stop making progress, and that's when you can't live sustainably. So it's about finding the balance and doing it how you think is best for you, rather than just doing it because you've said to do it, or you've said to do it, or I've said it to do it. But yeah, I don't know. You got to experience different things, what you actually enjoy. So
In terms of mental health and I guess being stable and grounded, any thoughts and any last minute thoughts on that?
yeah, it's just, you know, finding balance is what I'm saying. Like, mental health is a massive thing, and if you're not looking after your mental health, then nothing else is going to work.